guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Christy Alley. If you're new here, I am currently on a weight loss journey to lose back all the weight that I gained back since the last time I lost all the weight. But today, it's not necessarily about that, though I am down 3 pounds as of this last week. Today, I wanted to try something new and react to a couple Reddit posts. I like to watch these videos myself, so I thought maybe other people like them as well. So I want to try it out. If you guys like this, let me know in the comments below and I'll do more in the future, or I can just stick to the vlogs and stuff. Got my beverage of choice, my Blue Slush Alani. It is too late in the day, probably, for this caffeine, but it's 2 o'clock. Without further ado, I wanted to react to some Am I the A-hole polls? Am I the A-hole post from Reddit? I did a Google search to find these. I'm not like on Reddit necessarily, but I have used it in the past for several things. Am I the a-hole for telling a coworker, 30 female, my 25 female weight when she said my diet will make me fat? On the surface, I would say no, but we're going to keep reading and find out the context, because context matters. My coworker, who I will call Kate, has been really obsessed with people's diets. She always checks labels on her food and will loudly exclaim if something is high in sugar. She has been making comments on my and my coworkers' lunches, and it was really bothering us. Before I get into the story, I know the smart and correct move was to contact HR. Yes, more than likely. But I am just asking if I'm an asshole for what I said in the moment. LOL. What'd you say in the moment? Is this heated? On the surface, yeah. HR is like the first thing that you would want to do, and probably not make any sideways comments because then they can just go to HR. So we'll keep reading. My coworkers, Kate and I, were eating at a buffet style place after work one day, and we all ate our meals and I went up to get ice cream and cookies for a dessert. I ended up putting some ice cream in between the cookies to make an ice cream sandwich. Love that, so tasty. And Kate made a disgusted face, probably because of her sugar problem. I asked her what was up, and she said, "It's just, that is kind of a crazy thing to eat." For context, I literally had a salad and soup for my dinner. I love to eat all kinds of food and eat pretty healthy, and I am not scared to indulge sometimes. It's not her business what you're eating, but that is an off-color comment to make. We'll see what you said. I got irritated and asked why, and she said it was a lot of sugar and she wouldn't do it. I told her it was really good, and then she kind of said in a snappy tone, "You're going to gain a lot of weight if that's good to you." It really pissed me off, and I said, "I've been 110 pounds for years. I don't think you should be worried about my weight." And she said, "Are you implying that I'm overweight?" Oh God. Okay. I just said no, and then tried to just talk to my other coworkers for the rest of the night. Apparently, Kate went to another coworker that I'm friends with who wasn't there, that I implied she was fat and I was flaunting my weight in front of her. I truly don't see how I implied that. Maybe in her eyes, I am the asshole. For context again, Kate is a bigger lady and she's not fat, but she's not thin. Am I the a-hole? I mean, where did you even say what your weight was? You said it when you got mad when she said you're going to gain a lot of weight. I've been 110 pounds for years. I don't think you should be worried about my weight. How did you say that? Did you say, "I don't think you should be worried about my weight"? Or did you just say, "You shouldn't worry about me," like in a normal tone? That matters. And I don't know your tone. So if you didn't have a bad tone, then I would say you're not the asshole. Because you're right, like it's not anyone's business what you eat in the first place, so jot that down. Second of all, your own convictions and like what you yourself don't want to do, you shouldn't push that on other people, because other people have their own goals, they have their own lifestyles, and as you said, you ate soup and salad for dinner, so you have calories left over, so not the asshole. If you said it in a crazy tone and like were rude about it, then maybe a little assholeness. We'll see what a comment said though. Not the asshole. Take your complaint to HR. Tell them Kate is making you uncomfortable with the constant quips about what you eat. Yes, exactly what I said in the beginning. Just immediately take it to HR and shut it down and just don't talk about it. Change the subject, right? Tell them the buffet story and let them know you stated factual evidence in defense of a personal attack by Kate and that you fear she's going to twist the story and file an HR complaint of her own as retaliation. Yeah, essentially. Okay, I agree. Not the a-hole here. Next story. Am I the a-hole for making my mother-in-law feel insecure about her weight by refusing to eat the cake she made because I'm on a diet? I guess I just need to read. Recently, I was at my mother-in-law's house for our weekly Sunday dinner. My husband, 31 male, and I, 29 female, have been together for 10 years. I have known his family for a long time. I have always been someone that is very health and fitness focused. I had a minor knee injury at work last year, and I am finally back to normal. I gained about 25 pounds in that time due to not being able to work out and struggling to adjust to needing to eat less calories. I feel you, girl. I feel you. I'm currently 5'8", 175 pounds. I'm 5'5". 175 on me is probably different on a 5'8", but we'll keep going. I am now trying to get back to my normal 150. Sounds fine. Which is ideal for the frame/build that I have. I monitor my calories and work out daily to ensure that I'm in a deficit. How many calories I eat in a day depends on how active I am. Okay, so far I'm on board. I agree. I'm on me a little diet too. Granted, I probably have a harder time saying no to things than you. At dinner, I'm focused on eating the protein and vegetables. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law commented on how I skip the mashed potatoes, which I normally love and eat a lot of. I told them it's just not a potato kind of day. Side note, everyone in my husband's family is obese, except him. Mother-in-law and sister-in-law have always commented on my weight and have called me skinny. The reality is that I'm just a healthy weight, and I know they're both very insecure about their own weights. They're both over 300 pounds. They have tried fad diets occasionally and fell. I don't want to mention that I'm on a diet because I know they'll give me shit for it or be upset. They're both very touchy on the subject of weight. I understand being touchy on the subject of weight. When I was at my heaviest, I hated talking about weight with anyone, you know. And to follow back with what I said with the first video, you shouldn't put your own convictions on other people. Your convictions are your personal convictions and just not something you should set a standard for someone else. Worry about yourself. Also, them always calling you skinny is kind of annoying because you can't retort and call them fat because that's rude. So just don't comment on people's bodies unless they ask you. I think that's a good idea. But I'm getting sidetracked, so I'm gonna get back to this. After dinner, mother-in-law brought out a cake that she worked hard to make. She tried to cut me a piece, and I told her that while it looks great, I'm very full and I'll just steal a bite of my husband's cake. I don't want a full slice to myself. The reality is I was already over my calorie limit for the day, really did not want to go any further. But I was willing to take a bite of his to make her happy and to say that I wanted to at least try it. She insisted I eat a full piece and wasn't taking no for an answer. Devil's advocate. Grandparents, they have the stereotype for always wanting to feed the grandkids. Moms, you know, maybe they have the same want, you know, to feed the child. And one piece of cake isn't going to derail you. You did say you're already over your calories for the day. And again, you have goals and people should respect that. And people shouldn't force you to do something so simple. Eating a piece of cake, that's the hill you want to die on? That's wild. And wasn't taking no for an answer. That's also just so predatory and like weird. I don't know why. Just, it's crazy. We're going to continue. I told her I could take a piece to go and eat it later if she really wanted. I would have just given it to my husband later, to be honest. But she told me to sit down and eat a piece of cake. At this point, I was tired of fighting with her and told her I'm trying to lose some weight and I really don't want any cake. She lost her shit. She said that I just think she's gross for eating cake when she's so fat. That's what her response was to you being on a diet. Okay, so maybe she needs a little therapy. I don't know. Really, I think she was just projecting, to be honest. Yes. Nothing I said would imply that. She then started full-on bawling about how she's so fat and I think I'm better than her. Father-in-law kicked us out and blamed me for making mother-in-law cry. Sister-in-law told me I should have just eaten the effing cake or lied and said I wasn't feeling well. So, you're surrounded by whiny babies and liars. Husband is the only one on my side, and he told his family that mother-in-law is mentally unwell and needs some help. And he'll be waiting for mother-in-law to apologize for lashing out at me over nothing and not to contact us otherwise. Am I the a-hole? Well, Congratulations for having a supportive husband that isn't psycho. No, you're not the a-hole. Again, I don't know about your tone and everything with them, but from the story and the information that we have here, no, you're not the a-hole. Mother-in-law is a little bit of an a-hole for trying to force feed you food, which is, that's just crazy. Is that a thing? Force feeding food? I could understand if like you're a child not wanting to eat your vegetables and you're being forced. Like I remember vividly a time where my grandma time limited me to finish my stew because I was not eating it. And there was, you know, the result of possibly a belt if I did not consume the stew. So I consumed the stew. I didn't want the belt. So I guess I can see it in that context. But this isn't that context. It's cake. That is not part of your main food groups. That is like at the very top of the food pyramid, or bottom now because it's inverted. That's not right. You're not the a-hole. Let's look at the comments though. Not the a-hole. Your husband is on your side. Yay! Yes, exactly. Hooray. You declined to eat the cake. She did not need any further explanation. How dare she demand you to eat the cake in front of her? That is gross and abusive. When I go to family gatherings on my husband's side of the family, I don't eat any food. I'm very particular and eat organic, non-GMO mostly. I'm neurodivergent and I notice the emphasis on everybody must eat all the food or else with society at large. I didn't know that was a thing about you have to, well, I mean, I guess, you know, you want to like finish everything on your plate. We were told there's kids starving in Africa if you don't finish your food. Yeah, so I get that. Okay, yeah, I'm on board. Not the a-hole. I agree. I'm glad that they agree as well. You do you. Don't let people force you to eat things you don't want to eat. That's weird. Do we have time for a third one? I've been filming for 15 minutes. Those were the Am I the A-hole stories. If you guys like that, let me know. If you have any other stories that you've seen that are similar to this on Reddit that you would like me to read and react to, let me know. If you got anything from this, leave me a comment below. If you made it this far in the video, comment a yellow heart. That'll show me that you watched this. I do want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you would like to follow along on my journey to a healthier lifestyle. Let me know if you liked my video Saturday and if you want more Songbird Saturdays in the future, and I'll make that happen. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!